we are in the QBO gym, and this is where we have numerous hands-on exercises that simulate real-life scenarios that you may encounter as a bookkeeper. Each month covers a variety of new topics and scenarios, and to make it a little bit easier for you, we break it down into 4 different sections. So if you are looking to work on your bookkeeping skills, this is the place for you. And if you want to do an entire month's worth of these all on your own, be sure to join our free 5-day bookkeeping challenge. All you need to do is click on the link in the description. But let's go ahead and get into today's exercise, which is being pulled from our October Year 1 cardio section. At the top here is an animated video to give you an understanding of what you, the bookkeeper, will be doing for your client Craig this month. Further down is an interactive pre-assessment quiz that relates to the video up above. Below that are the exercises in this section. And at the bottom here is an optional area where after you have gone through all of the exercises in this section and completed them, you will unlock some sample marketing posts that you can use on your LinkedIn to share with everyone what you have learned so far. So let's dive into today's exercise where we are going to practice updating recurring transactions. Go ahead and click on that link to have the exercise come up for you. I have it here on the right side of my screen, so let's read through the scenario. Craig called and said he was glad he stopped off at Hall Properties because they reminded him that the rent increased this month and he had forgotten to tell you so you could update the recurring transaction. He wrote a check for the total amount of rent owed while he was there. Now you will need to be in the same session of the sample company that you did the previous exercises in. If you have not completed those yet, go ahead and click on the link on the top right corner of your screen. That'll take you to that first one, complete that one and the one after that, and then come back to this one. They all build on each other, so it's important to start with that first one. I have the sample company here on the left side of my screen. This is the last page that I left off of from the previous exercise. So a recurring transaction is also known as a scheduled or memorized transaction. It is a great tool to help streamline bookkeeping and invoicing processes for transactions that occur regularly. They are simple to update or modify when necessary. So we want to click on the gear icon and then select recurring transactions. So the gear icon is on the top right corner. Click on that. And then under the lists, you're going to select recurring transactions. Now to the far right of the monthly building lease account line, we want to click on edit. So that is this one right here. This is the one for Hall Properties. So let's go ahead and click on edit. Now, when it comes up, you will see that you are viewing the transaction template for the recurring bill. This is where you can modify the details of the transaction, such as the amount, date, account details, items, and recurrence schedule. You can also change the template name or update customer vendor information as needed. Craig reported that the rent lease amount increased by $100 per month. You need to update this information right away. So in the amount column, we are going to type 1,000. So before I go down here, here's the template name, the type that it's a scheduled. Here's the vendor. Here's how often it happens on the first of every month. And then here's all of the information, the terms. Down here is the information about the actual amount. So it's the lease. We're going to click into this amount field and then type 1,000. And then you're going to, if you click out of it, you can see that QBO makes the adjustment. And now we just go ahead and click on the Save Template button on the bottom right corner. So now that you have updated the template, you can use it to record the lease payment that Craig made in the amount of $1,000. So this time you can see here that the amount has been updated. This time though, on that line, we're going to click on the down arrow and then click on use. So the down arrow is next to edit. Click on that and then select use. And this will generate a new bill from the template. You could click save on the black bar here and then mark it as paid, but here's another way to do it. So you could click save. Usually this is a black bar. They must have just changed this. But you could click save and then mark it as paid. But let's go ahead and do this a different way. We're going to click on the green save and close button to close out of this. And now let's go ahead and find the bill that we just created. From the left navigation bar, we're going to hover over expenses and then select bills. So over here is the black bar. Halfway down is expenses. Hover over that and then go ahead and select bills. We're going to click on the Unpaid tab to view all of the bills that have just been created, but not even, or that have been created but not yet paid. So click on Unpaid. And we can scroll down until we find the Hall Properties, which is the very last one right here. And then click on the down arrow next to Schedule Payment and then mark it as paid. So the very last line here, click on this down arrow and then select Mark as Paid. In the bank credit account, we want to select checking since he wrote a check. So click the down arrow, select checking. In the reference number field, we're going to type 2011. So click into it and delete what's there and type 2011. That is the check number that was used. And as a note here, the payment date is going to default to today, which is perfectly fine for this exercise. Of course, in real life, you want this payment date to match the date that the payment was actually made. So all we need to do now is just click on the green Save and Close button. Now that payment has been saved, and that is it. That is how you would update a recurring transaction. Now, if you like this exercise and you'd like to do more like it, be sure to join our free 5-day bookkeeping challenge. All you need to do is click on the link in the description. We're going to continue on with our last exercise in the cardio section where we practice invoicing with late fees. And I will see you in the next video.